Take a look at the modern living room. Three people sitting on the same couch, completely isolated, staring at individual glowing screens. They are scrolling through endless feeds or watching hyper-dramatic reality shows, completely disconnected from the people right next to them. 30 years ago, the picture looked entirely different. Households had a single television set. That hardware limitation forced families to gather in one room, sit shoulder to shoulder, and share a collective emotional experience at exactly the same time every week. Today, we live in an era of absolute abundance. We have hundreds of channels, unlimited streaming libraries, and production budgets that rival Hollywood films. Yet, when surveyed, modern audiences consistently report feeling deeply disconnected from the content they consume. This widespread dissatisfaction has triggered a massive surge in nostalgia marketing. Major brands and streaming platforms are aggressively buying up the rights to rerun 20-year-old low-budget shows from the 1990s, specifically to capture those elusive viewers. The massive demand for these old shows points to a specific type of grounded storytelling that modern, high-budget productions struggle to replicate. Television in the 90s thrived because it offered vast genre diversity. Networks executed science fiction, historical epics, and high-concept children's programming on shoestring budgets, relying on script quality rather than visual spectacle to hold an audience. Consider Shrimaan, India's first major superhero. The creators rejected Western science fiction tropes, like radioactive spiders or alien technology. Instead, they grounded his origins in Indian spiritualism and yogic discipline, using the character to teach morality and self-mastery. The character writing across the board treated the audience with respect. Female protagonists in shows like Shanti and Saans were written as highly intelligent, complex, and flawed humans. They had agency and real problems, bypassing the extreme caricatures of weeping victims or scheming villains that saturate the market today. Even the comedy programming operated on a different mechanical level. The most successful sitcoms of the decade relied entirely on sharp writing and precise comedic timing. They trusted the jokes to land without the crutch of forced, artificial laugh tracks. Early Indian television succeeded because it acted as a mirror. The creators respected the intelligence of their viewers, reflecting their real, flawed humanity back at them through the screen. That reflection shattered in the year 2000. The industry hit an exact structural turning point, marked by the explosive dual launch of the massive game show Kaun Banega Crorepati and the daily soap opera Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi. This triggered the K-serial phenomenon. The entire industry pivoted. Networks began churning out narratives defined by extravagant wealth, heavy jewelry, and hyper-traditional, entirely unrealistic family dynamics. To sustain daily episodes, writers replaced actual plot development with mechanical tropes. They introduced overwhelming background noise, repetitive, dizzying camera zooms, and illogical narrative twists, including the constant repetitive rebirths of popular characters. This graph shows the volume of private satellite channels in India. Notice the spike at the year 2000. To survive, the industry introduced the TRP system. Networks generated spikes using shock value and forced melodrama. Competition let raw metrics dictate the script. The industry permanently traded its authentic mirror of society for a highly lucrative, incredibly loud Mirage. They sacrificed emotional depth and character logic for raw, quantifiable viewer metrics. There was a brief attempt to course-correct in the late 2000s. Networks introduced socially relevant, issue-based programming that tackled heavy, real-world topics like child marriage and female empowerment. Ultimately, those attempts failed to reverse the trend. The underlying infrastructure of daily TRP demands, combined with the expectation of high-speed melodrama, had already reconditioned audience attention spans. The market demanded constant escalation. Nostalgia marketing has become the most effective tool for modern brands because those 90s properties provide a signal of authenticity that cuts through today's digital noise. We have spent 2 decades conditioning viewers for extreme drama, yet the data reveals a rejection of that artificiality. Modern audiences are actively bypassing algorithm-driven content, searching instead for grounded, recognizable human connection. The future of successful content creation does not lie in securing bigger budgets or building flashier sets. The advantage belongs to those who relearn the lost craft of the 90s, building honest, realistic characters that audiences can actually recognize themselves.